Right, guys, so the remedy. What's the remedy? We want a remedy because there's enough of suffering. There's plenty of that. We're all suffering. And is there a remedy? Can you get out of it? Well, there is, but you need to be ready for it. If you still like to hang on to all those things that you've registered for and that you believe in so much, like bank accounts, driving licenses. Driving means to do commerce. That's commerce. Do you want to do that, or do you want to travel and journey when you get into your car? Because last time I checked, you don't need a license to go from A to B. And who says so? Who says you do? Everywhere else in the universe, I don't know whether they've got a, like a license in the back pocket when they hop in some vessel or do some astral travelling or whatever. However, the universe is populated with beings. It's just endless. Giordano Bruno died for saying that 400 years ago, that he said everything's populated with beings. And he knew that. That was not his opinion. And they don't have a license. So if you want to lose that stuff, lose it all, wherever that corporate name, that capitis, that's it, capitis diminutio maxima, wherever that name is to be found, you need to wipe out the trace of it wherever it exists. It's the mark of the beast. The name is the mark of the beast. It's absolutely the mark of the beast, and I not fussed whether people don't understand that or don't believe it. That's what it is. In their system, let's wipe out these guys, eh? Yeah. Consciousness. Look at that. It can be done. We can start a new world of more loving, subtle light energies, of enlightenment, and get rid of this education and, put a square on their head when they graduate by degrees. 360, astrology. The one that's from the devil and it's condemned in the Bible. Shh! Let's not talk about anything else that's condemned. All the other stuff they use in the churches. The churches are 90% of all the trouble. Not 50 and 50 something else. The churches, they're blood guilty, stained with blood on their skirts. It's all blood. Prophets and seers and herbalists and astrologers and good people have been killed by these animalistic entities. There's a photo that the Pope in the late 1800s, that's a photo blessing the troops. Spill a bit of that blood, boys. It's all good. You get to God by doing that. These are our brothers. Please don't ever read and believe the trash in the history books from the institutions of Rome where they tell you that those martyrs in the 1st and 2nd century were Christians. They were not literalist Christians. They were Gnostic Christians, Neoplatonists, Hermetists, people from Serapis in Alexandria. That was the chief religion around the time when Rome was killing people. There were the Essenes in the Middle East, the Therapeutai, the Telestoi, the followers of Basilides, the Gnostic. They burned all his books. Porphyry was a Gnostic. They burned all his books because he spoke out against the literalist Christians, these guys. They were Hermetists and people that knew who they were. That's who you are. Not what's your name. Any other word, adjective, noun that you want to put after that is misleading and a lie. There is nothing but being and the now. And they pull you out of that with a thing called, in Latin, whoops, I need to stop being dyslexic again. Nomen, that's the word for name. They give you one of those and they want you to have a Christian name. What's your Christian name? Interesting. It's corporation, that Christian empire of Rome that rules the earth, pillaging and land grabbing and stealing the Aborigines, not origines. They don't call them origines because that's original. Ab deprives them of originality in Latin. And therefore they tell you the Aborigines. And then Hollywood, because these cowboys killing the bad Indians, you know, all those cowboys, John Wayne, and we're going to kill us some Indians, you know. That's true. They did it. And it wasn't the Hermetists. It was the Christian corporations. They are liars and deceivers and the scum of the earth, and they need to be closed down. All churches will be closed down. I'm announcing that today, 2nd of May. That's gone out to the universe. They will be closed down soon in your lifetime, before your eyes. They must be. The fiction is up. I've got enough proof on my YouTube videos, let alone Dupuy, Volney, Manly P. Hall, Alvin Boyd Kuhn, Thomas H. Burgoyne, the Reverend Robert Taylor, who went to jail twice in 1830 for teaching down at the roundabout, you know, the devil's pulpit. So the book that you can get on Amazon with his 24 sermons in there, get it, get it, read it. That was at the roundabout or whatever, the rotunda, that's it. The sermons at the rotunda. It's titled The Devil's Pulpit, and he called himself that. He said, I'm the devil. I'm the devil to the priestcraft because they don't want to know that pastors should be teaching astrology, because that's what asters is. Astro and pastor, same word. Minister, moon star. Deacons, cardinals. I can go on. Nun, Monseigneur, moon. Goes on and on. It's all from the stars, and yet there's a historical Jesus that's going to save you. Come to church. He's coming in the clouds, in the white one over there. Jesus will save you. And keep taking the Prozac and the aspartame and drink the fluoride. It's good for your teeth. In Spanish, hombre all right, hombre is man, okay, man. When they ask you, ¿qué es tu nombre? Nombre is name. I wonder what the N's all about. Have you ever seen words like no, not, never, negate? Pay attention to that one. We'll get back to that one. Nothing. Nowhere, nobody, all the negate words. That's what the N's there for, people. No man. You see, when Moses says to Jehovah in the burning bush, he says, who are you? Who shall I say sent me? When Pharaoh says, who are you? And who sent you? Because you go as an emissary, don't you? See, God sent him. He says, you go down and get my people out of Israel. And this burning bush. And so Moses is like, well, who shall I? And what does God say? I am. I am that I am. Because he was teaching Moses a lesson. If you're doing, you're not being. If you're thinking, you're not knowing. And guess what? Good old Rome gets us to do all that thinking in the left brain by teaching us to write and do everything with the right brain. So they polarize you in the left brain, which is thinking, doing. This is being. The Hermetic right brain, which is connected to the cerebrum. Remember the cherubim covering over? The cerebellum, that's the man brain. That's the small brain, because cerebellum means that, small brain. That's connected to the left side. That's Taurus and Aries. This is the man, the bull, L, the phallic. and they've stuck us in there, and we think we've got a name and we are our bodies. Don't take any entheogens that might give you an out-of-body experience, and then you look at your body and you go, oh wow, so I'm not my body, I'm this. I am. And that's what the samurai masters in Japan, to make someone so courageous in war, how do you do it? You've got to eliminate the fear of death. Because if you're not scared of dying, you're the most courageous warrior on the field, and you lead. See, they don't like warriors anymore. They make soldiers. Last time I checked, soldi in my language, in Italian, is money. Paid killers, not warriors. What they did to those warriors, those initiates that went to the school to learn karate and get up there and as the best karate masters and whatever, and samurai that would go out into battle and just fight like death is a beautiful thing. Not like the idiots that go and join these corporate government corporate armies and go fight in Gallipoli and stuff like that. And then every year on the 11th of the 11th we have to remember this bullshit killing machine, because that gets into the psyche of people that we need the military-industrial complex going, because there's terrorists out there. Soldi is a paid thug. What they did to these initiates is the master knew where to press in the body. I don't know where the points are, but they would press on certain points. According to Manly P. Hall, who discusses this in his audio files and books, they would put pressure on a certain part and kill the initiate. Big favour. That's a big favour. You're making a man now a god by killing him and then reviving him by putting pressure on another part of the head. The soul and the spirit comes back into the body. They've just come from an out-of-body experience, and they've seen their bodies lying there. And this is science. This is nature. This is how it is. We're not just this lump of body that evolves from, unconscious matter, and then all of a sudden consciousness is a side effect of all those permutations in nature and all that bullshit that Darwin teaches. So when the soldier, he would look down and see his body, and he'd go, hey shit, this eternity, this nowness that I'm in, this godship that I've inherited by leaving that body, this unconditioned consciousness, I want to get back to here. But I want to get back into that body, go out and fight for truth, if I have to, and teach people the science of this. And then the priest would do another favour, revive the person, and then that person will never have fear of death again, because there ain't no such thing. And that's what the schools around the Mediterranean, you see Rome destroyed Alexandria, that's naughty, too much Gnosticism down there. Libraries, a lot of science. What we'll do is we'll tell the world that we burned that library down, but what we'll really do is we'll grab the books and put them in the vaults at the Vatican. And don't let anybody ever read them. We stole them off the libraries, off you people, and you ain't going to read them, because we run the world and we keep you in ignorance, because those books have got science in there that will delight you and save you.